Nigeria's Finance Minister Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has said Nigeria has already borrowed more than half of what was budgeted for 2015 to stave off a cash flow crunch caused by low crude oil revenues. The minister, who was giving an update on the 2015 budget, said 473 billion naira of the 882 billion budgeted for this year had already been sold in internal and external debt. This is before even the budget is signed by President Goodluck Jonathan.
This year, because of the very difficult cash flow situation, we provided in the budget for 882 billion in borrowing, about 380 billion of that external borrowing, that's about equivalent to $2 billion, and the balance of 502 for domestic borrowing. So what we have had to do to manage this first half is to front load the borrowing program to ease the cash crunch.
Okonjo-Iweala added that the hardship had forced her ministry to manage the situation on a month-by-month basis.
Everybody knows that we suffered a 50% cut in the major source of our revenues. In addition, I want to remind you that the revenues of Nigeria follow a pattern that is like a bell curve. So we tend to have a very low first half and a higher middle, and then towards the end of the year it's low again.
Under the 2015 budget approved by lawmakers last month, the country will run a fiscal deficit of 1.09% of gross domestic product. The lawmakers raised the crude benchmark price by $1, increasing the federal budget to 3.452 trillion naira from the initial 3.358 trillion.
When we sent in the budget, federal government revenue was 3.358 trillion naira. They have returned it with a slightly increased amount of 3.452 trillion.
The minister refuted claims that the oil subsidy had been omitted from the 2015 budget, saying it was catered for. She added that despite the financial hardships, Nigeria isn't the worst hit country by the low oil revenues because it has made strides in its agricultural output and that its inflation is still holding at 8.5%, below a double digit. Sama Modedan, Go Tell Africa.